Thank you, Kaylee. Next to the podium, I'd like to invite Mr. Evan Chizovsky to introduce our second student speaker.
Congratulations, class of 2015. There's a student here tonight who rises above her peers. Some in a most literal way because of her height, but that's only matched by her stature as a scholar, an athlete, and an actor. She chose to take the hardest classes, to push herself. She auditioned for plays and acted well her parts. She played basketball all 4 years. She took advantage of Sanborn trips to Spain and Italy. You ought to know Taela Leek. I have been Taela's English teacher and philosophy teacher. And as director of the drama department, I have known her for years with the school plays. In fact, our first conversation ever was about Sanborn drama. She approached me at the end of her freshman year and announced, very bubbly and, dare I say, in a manner that bordered on being annoying, that she was auditioning for the play in the fall. I said, great, go ahead. I didn't think much of it until the next fall when she electrified the stage. I'm so happy that Taela auditioned for her part in her sophomore year because she played the lead role in drama plays ever since. Her talent was obvious, but so was her hard work. Often she was the first to rehearsal. She knew her lines before anyone else, and she helped make sure others were ready for the play. Recently, I learned that she would have auditioned earlier for the plays, but she was afraid of me. What is most impressive about Taela is the fact that she takes life for all it's worth. You will never find Taela watching from the sidelines. No, not Taela. She makes her own path. At Sanborn, she has immersed herself, as I have mentioned, in everything she could. When we use words like grit and determination, we ought to look to people like Taela as our role model. Because she will be the first to tell you that through all the hard work, all the late night studying and rehearsing and practicing, this determination has made her a better person. Those are her words, made me a better person. I have probably given you the impression that Taela is easy to work with, but this is not always the case. She questions every situation relentlessly. Sometimes this can be difficult. Okay, class, I'll say I'm assigning a 5-page paper, and before I finish, Taela will ask and maybe even demand, why? And you know, that is a fair question. As adults, we should always accept the why questions and be ever ready to justify our answers to our students. Isn't asking why the trait we want of our students? Won't those answers help make the world a better place, and don't we count on our students for just that? Often I wondered what the world is going to be like when students go forth within it. But knowing that Taela is actively seeking out solutions to the world's problems, I realize she has taught me something: to not be afraid. As she goes on to the University of New Hampshire next year to study nursing, we should all breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that Taela will be making the world a better place. The world is privileged to have her, and we are all privileged to have Taela one day working as a nurse. Your parents sit here proud of you. Your family sits here proud of you. And everywhere you look tonight, your extended Sanborn family is proud of you. Taela, I am proud of you. Indeed, you have achieved a lot, but it is not your achievements, but your value you place on taking advantage of every moment. I asked Taela the other day if she is afraid of the world ahead of her. No, was her reply. Even when I pressed her on the issue, she continued to say, no, why are you pushing me? And you have someone before you now who has overcome any fears she once had. As her experiences at Sanborn have taught her to outgrow her fears, I think she has taught us all a lesson. Don't be afraid of a world in which Taela is helping us, because with her in it, it is a better place. And I remind you once more of a few bits of advice, but you have already followed these, and they're pieces of advice we should all take. Taela, you've done these. Be bold, be daring, be who you want to be and live that life, and follow your dreams. May they all come true.
close your eyes. Do it. Close your eyes and think back to a part of high school that you'll remember and carry with you forever. A time that made you smile, laugh. A time that made you feel alive. Now, open your eyes and blink. 4 years ago, on my first day of high school, my older brother Tristan told me as we walked home from the bus stop that high school will be over in the blink of an eye. And as much as I may hate to admit it, he was right. With a single blink, we will never forget this chunk of the awkward adolescent transition, even though we may wish we could forget some parts of it. The lessons we've learned in these hallways, whether we realize it now or not, will not only guide our footsteps into the future, but provide us with so many other opportunities. I know personally that high school has had its stressful moments. Moments where I've thought to myself, I don't know how I'm going to get all this done. But all that stress was accompanied by amazing memories along the way. I'm never going to forget Mrs. DeAngelis' digs on Matt Lehman. I'm never going to forget the hilarious and quite interesting conversations we had in the back of the basketball bus. I'm never going to forget the heated discussions in Mr. Chazovsky's room, the amazingly soft, sweet, and delicious cookies that we used to eat in the lunchroom, but are now gone. Thanks, Michelle Obama. I'm never going to forget Shelby's dance moves in New York City. And I'm never going to forget how our class came together to kick butt at not only homecoming, but winter carnival as well. Overall, though, I'll never forget the way the class of 2015 banded together throughout the past 4 years. No one can deny that our class has had an unusual couple of years at Sanborn. We were the first to experience the freshman learning community and the sophomore experience. While at times this may have made the class as a whole frustrated, just wishing for some normalcy, I believe that we as a class have grown closer because of it. This year, I often found myself trying to remember which school each of you came from. I can no longer decipher the difference between the Ellis Bakier Memorial students, and that is the reason why I'm proud to be part of the class of Sanborn 2015. We walked through the hallways, well, the freshman hallway, freshman year, as a giant cluster of individuals, cliquey and unsure of ourselves with our new classmates. And now, we leave as a group, accepting and supporting of each other. And as we move forward in different directions, I only have one thing to ask of each and every one of you. Do what makes you happy. It doesn't matter if that means going to college to get your PhD, backpacking around the world, or becoming a hermit in the back of the woods somewhere. Choose a path that will satisfy what you want out of life. For the past couple of years, I always thought I wanted to be a doctor. I always thought that choosing a life of prestige was what people expected of me. But choosing a life based on other people's expectations was not what I needed. I needed to choose a career that allowed me to do me. I remember having a conversation with Miss Belcher last year, where I broke down into tears because I couldn't handle the stress of living up to everyone else's expectations. She changed my life that day. With the help and support of both my parents and several teachers, I came to understand that life isn't about making other people happy. It's about striving to make yourself happy, and by doing so, making the world a better place. So now, when people ask me, why are you becoming a nurse? You could do so much better as a doctor. I hope they understand I'm not settling for what some people may believe to be a lesser career. There's no such thing as settling when the choices you make allow you to feel content in life. It's the prospect of helping people and making a permanent impact on their lives that makes me happy. Nursing provides an opportunity to create personal connections with patients, to follow their progress as they take steps towards recovery, to provide comfort and reassurance in their time of need, and to be the boundary between life and death. These are the aspects of nursing that excite me and make me want to pursue the field. I do not want to simply visit this world, and I hope none of you do either. I want to make a difference in it. And that change will start with people, because people matter. We all have to look out for one another so that each of us can live our own prosperous, fulfilling lives. Society is built off of human interaction and connection, and preserving this connection through nursing is what will make my life feel satisfied and full. So, follow your dreams and do what makes you happy, because in the end, that's the only thing that really matters.